All right, everyone. Welcome to the lunch break here at FNGO this Thursday, August 14th. I think August 14th. I think that's it. I think I'm right there. Hope you guys are having a good day at work today, or whether you're outside playing, fishing, whatever. I hope everything's going well. I see a couple of you guys in the comment section already. What's up, Dave Raleigh? And then, of course, DP's Fishing Misadventures. Turkey and mixed vegetables, water today after having fajitas and beer last night. You must have had quite a bit. Quite a bit if you're having to jump over to the water today there, DP. You're getting too old for those fajitas and beer, right? So anyway, I'm just kidding with you. I'm just kidding with you. Glad to be here today. Feel a lot better than I did yesterday. Boy, yesterday was rough. I had a splitter headache that was making me nauseous. And like I said, we powered through. We powered through. I might have been a little spirited yesterday. Still stand behind every word I said, but I might have said it a little spirited. So, but feel a lot better today. And so you guys jumping over on TikTok, appreciate you getting on. Let's go ahead and let's get some of the stuff out of the way. What's up, Grace, Mulkey, and Mason? I see you guys there. What we're going to talk about today. All right, we will get into the fall transition, but we're also going to talk about. We're going to talk about your favorite. I have somebody walk up right there. I caught him out of the corner of my eye. Your favorite fast food restaurants and what's your least favorite? Because there was a thing I saw online yesterday that really was kind of interesting to watch the way the guys were fussing about what's their favorite and what's not. And what's up, Doc Holliday, Doug Rice, Mason Roach? What's up? I'm so ready for fall fishing, 100%. We're going to talk about that as well. We're also going to talk about, like, if you got sleep problems, how you guys get to sleep at night. It bothers me every once in a while. But, and of course, you know how it goes. Wherever it leads, it leads. All right. Wherever it leads, it leads. Got a great live well in store for you guys tonight at 8 o'clock. We've got Andrew Blair, the owner of Tactical Fishing Company, and great small batch bait company that's growing. He's going to be on. We had him on probably about a month or so ago, and it was the night, if you guys remember, that the car up the road hit the telephone pole and knocked out power. Where can we watch the live well? FNGO on YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in FNGO. It starts at 8 o'clock Eastern. And even now, we're on YouTube. So you get a much better experience, especially on the live well, because we have all the different cameras that are working. But right now, on TikTok, we just have this one. Chick-fil-A. I knew one of you guys was going to say Chick-fil-A. We can jump right on into it. But anyway, Traveling Fisherman, what's up, buddy? You guys definitely join us tonight with that. How are you doing? I'm doing good. And McDonald's is his least favorite. I guess that's where we're going to go. Danny, can I get my today in history out of the way? Would that be okay? I'm just playing with you. But we'll jump right into that. Let me do it because I want you guys to have some useless knowledge around the water cooler today to talk about. August 14th, 1935. Like it or love it, it is what it is. President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed the Social Security Act into law, ensuring income for elderly Americans and creating a federal unemployment insurance program. You can like it, you can love it, you can say it's the biggest scam in the history of the world, or at least the United States. But that happened on this date in 1935. Now, in 1945, President Harry S. Truman announced that Imperial Japan had surrendered unconditionally, ending World War II. So there you go. So on this date, World War II technically ended, and the Social Security Act, which, Danny, I know you're pretty old up there. You might be paying a lot more attention to it than I am. But anyway, Chick-fil-A is the best. You guys quit. What's up, John Aldridge? You still up there in Michigan? He's up there busting pike, smallmouth, rock bass, you name it. You name it, he's up there getting it. What's up, Tony? And I see Cletus is in the house as well. So let's go ahead and jump on it since you guys are already in there. Now, we all eat fast food except for Cletus because he's officially not on the fast food track this right now with his diet, and I'm not supposed to be. But I'm not admitting to nothing. I'm not admitting to anything. But maybe I do like more locations, more companies better than others. Now, I knew the second that I said, what is the best fast food company? All you guys out there would use Chick-fil-A. Love the video of you fishing. Need more content like that, Nick D Fishing. It's coming. It is coming. But I appreciate that. That was actually off our TV show, The Real American Road Trip on Waypoint. But we got something that's coming. Let's see. Us geezers get riled up when you mess with our Social Security. That's right. As much money as you pay into that, you ought to get a lot more. What's up, Mike Geiger? Got my first largemouth this morning, too. Multi-species trip on the Black River. What's up, Gone Fishing with Ed? So John Aldred is up. We need Nick to move back to Georgia. Oh, well, we do. John Aldred is up in Michigan. So that makes smallmouth, pike, largemouth, rock bass, and I'm sure you probably caught something else. Just because I eat healthy don't mean I don't love fast food. I just don't eat it anymore. And what's up, Farmer? I get it. Now, Doug Rice, Popeyes and McDonald's. Now, I'm gonna say you think Popeyes is your favorite, McDonald's is your least favorite? Because let me tell you guys this. My family loves Chick-fil-A. I'm not sold on it. Now, I'm not saying it's not good. Because if I go there, I like to get the spicy chicken sandwich with the pepper jack cheese. It's great. I think their fries are overrated. Them dadgum potato stamped fries or whatever you want to call. But I do like the Polynesian sauce. I do like that. As I have gotten older, I'm not liking fast food as much as I used to. 100%. 100%. Anchors is probably the best we have around here. Chandler Irwin. Where is around here, Chandler? Because I've never heard of Anchors. Chick-fil-A is the most consistent change, but I'm not a huge fan as a lot of people. Chick-fil-A is the best if trying to find healthy options. Bojangles Cajun filet biscuit with some pimento cheese and some seasoned fries and Bo-Berries. Lord have mercy. Yes, it's down in Hickson. Arby's, I can't speak. Arby's is top tier. Arby's is my favorite. Anybody that's got the meat like that, I got the meat. I want the meat. I want the food. I love all their sandwiches. Sam Rayburn is a blast. I bet it is. I do like me a Hardee's Frisco burger. They're very, very good. Stillwater Film says, what a burger. It's hot and humid there. I just talked to a lady over in Arkansas on the phone before I got online, and she was just griping about how humid and hot it is in Arkansas. A lot of you guys are fishing this weekend, Danny. I'm headed to Erie. Good Lord. That would be nice. Actually, I do have a plan to fish this weekend. I would say Chipotle is pretty dang good. Cookout. Man, listen, Cookout is just cheap. I mean, where else can you go? I want what is it? 2 inch, whatever you get. I want 2 hot dogs, whatever this way. It's like $6. You walk outside and sweat in 5 seconds in Texas, no doubt. Arby's was my late wife's favorite, beef and cheddar. Can't go wrong with a beef and cheddar. Culver's has the best fast food burger. Fight me, Alex. Alex, you're a kayak guy. Your opinion does not count. We dock you 2 points for being on a kayak. I'm just kidding. I'll give you a thumbs up on Arby's. Listen, the smokehouse brisket from Arby's is good. 100%. Yesterday we were talking about that. What's that green stuff we said that was put in the sushi? But then we kind of Whataburger is good too. Anything other than Culver's fish salmon. Hey, listen. Wasabi. That's it. That's right. That's it. Well, and then I said I like Arby's, the horsey sauce. Like I put it on the fries, the curly fries. I put it on everything. I love that. In-N-Out. I have never eaten In-N-Out, Rodney Hayes 95. So I can't be giving you a great yes or no on that one. It's not fast food, but Outback Steakhouse is pretty awesome. Man, it ain't fast food. You can't say that, Mike. That's not even in the conversation. In college, we could do a cookout tray for less than $5. Now they're almost 10. I'm not that old. It was like 5 years ago, but that's still better than a lot of things. Now, but I think Chick-fil-A, while they may be a great Christian business, while they may be, they've got the drive-through thing figured out. I just think, man, that at the end of the day, it's just a piece of chicken. It's fast food when you can order it to go. That's true. Huey Magoo's is by far the best. I don't know what that is. But I'll tell you, Zaxby's Kicking Chicken is great. Steak and Shake is good. They're all good. But East Coast fast food and West Coast fast food are totally different, in my humble opinion. But I'm only familiar with this one, so I ain't familiar with the West Coast fast food. I will say this: Checkers, I don't like Checkers. Danny, I'm gonna be up for tonight's show. Perfect, good. Now I got a full house because you and Alex will be on the mics with me. Tim will be running the board. Why do you want Chick-fil-A on Sundays? I crave it on Sundays because you know you can't get it. You know you can't get it. That's why. Look up Huey's, Beach, Chick-fil-A, Zaxby's, all the chicken places. I'll look it up. This is going to cause a lot of people to go, you're an idiot. But I honestly think, take that big-ass pickle they got off of it, though. I ain't a pickle fan. Burger King is terrible. The croissants are okay, but the rest of it's terrible. I think Popeye's chicken sandwich is better than Chick-fil-A's. And I know there are going to be people praying over me when I say that. I know people are going to be praying, but I honestly think that that's the truth. I'm not saying Chick-fil-A's isn't good. I just think Popeye's is better. Fast food chains are the worst thing for you. Don't understand with all the research and studies that people still eat fast food. Wendy's has a great chicken biscuit. Yeah, well, Rob, listen though. Sometimes you just got to eat fast food. It happens. Dairy Queen's got some good burgers. That daggum hot one, whatever that thing is, Coleman. Danny, you're a heathen. Well, good Lord, the people at my church could tell you that. I'm serious, but I'm lucky. The place don't burn down every time I walk in there, so we got something going. My buddy got Wendy's for breakfast and got food poisoning. I love me some Sonic. I haven't had fast food in years. Hard to beat a cookout tray, too. A lot of food for a decent price. Well, I mean, listen, y'all want to – okay, I'm going to make you sick here. If I go to McDonald's, I don't order the burgers. Jack's. That's right. That's a name I've heard of before. I always get the fish sandwich at McDonald's. I know, hell, it probably ain't even real fish. But listen, Bojangles does have the best breakfast. Hogan got him an 8-pounder last night on Martin's. Hey, congratulations, dude. Like, I go to McDonald's and I get the fish with cheese and ketchup. Like I'm a 3-year-old. My worst food poisoning was from McDonald's 2 years ago. Haven't had an out-to-eat burger since. You just got to develop the stomach there, Tony. You can't be weak. Culver's is the best fast food burger, says Traveling Fisherman. He might know. He's been all over the place. That is retention pond fish. No, Danny, not the fish fillet. Yeah, man, I love it. McDonald's fish sandwich is good. Haven't had it in years. It's just greasy enough. I love me some Waffle House. The cooks better have no teeth or it's not good. I'm telling you what, I'll tell you this about my father on say. Let me read one more comment. Every once in a blue moon, but people eat them regularly knowing what it does to you. It's called laziness when people eat fast food. All right, Rob. Well, Rob he's bringing it today. Sounded like me yesterday. McDonald's fish sandwich has shrunk in size. And you know whose fault that is? Forward-facing sonar. We might as well blame it on forward-facing sonar. The reason McDonald's fish fillet sandwich is smaller is because of forward-facing sonar. You know somebody's going to make a daggum video on it, and that's what they're going to say. Waffle House is Southern Hibachi. Woohoo, absolutely. When I need a good cleaning, I eat at the Varsity. I tell you what, listen. Titus says that's the funniest shit I've heard in a week. I'm telling you, pass it around. That's the honest truth. You can say it's FNGO approved, and I'm saying it right now. McDonald's fish fillet sandwich has shrunk in size due to forward-facing sonar, and we must ban it so that we can get our 2 ounces of cod back. We have to do it, guys. We need to band together. We need to get on the train with Randy B, because it's not about the fishing. It's not about the fish catches. It's not about the sport of fishing. I want my daggum fish fillet at McDonald's to increase back to its original size. That's right. The cod are smaller these days because of all the fishing pressure. All right? And it's not sporty. And it's to the deprecation of the species. Does that sound like something he'd say? But seriously, we need to make that fish fillet bigger, McDonald's. Jump on it. I have a freezer full of cod. You probably do, Traveling Fisherman, up there where you're at. 99% of anglers won't eat McDonald's fish sandwich because of forward-facing sonar. What did everyone complain about before forward-facing sonar? You know what? I don't know. The A-rig. Maybe that's the last big thing. Captain D's has a really good fish sandwich too. I'll try that. Umbrella rig. See, Hogan, yeah, the A-rigs. Even though Randy B put a video out yesterday, day before, saying it was the worst bait of all time. Now, he also, but to be fair, he said it catches fish. It catches fish, and it does. But he was saying because it has extra hooks, all that stuff. So I get that. And I hate to say it, I kind of agree with him. Captain D's is just good in general. Anything is good from there. That's right. That's right. They're like that, what you would call a six-pack girl at the bar. Okay? Just got to warm up to it. Before that, they complained about the flasher. No matter what, we have to have something to complain about, no doubt. At least forward-facing sonar is taking some of the blame off President Trump. We also complained about the A-rig, young guys, and weight boats, jet skis. Good old captain's disease. Oh, that's so funny. But that is true. Now, listen, a lot of them, now listen, this is a McDonald's secret, guys. McDonald, and I saw this. Hell, an A-rig has the same amount of hooks as a jerkbait or crankbait. It does. I mean, pretty much. Yeah, you could say that. Didn't Trump invent forward-facing sonar? If he didn't, Al Gore probably is taking credit for it. Lord knows he invented the internet, global warming, you name it. I don't know why Tipper left him. What about a big walking bait? Yeah, I mean, same thing. But McDonald's, if you look at it now, order you a cheeseburger. Don't be Robert Blesky. I want you to be a heathen and go by McDonald's and order you a cheeseburger and pull the top bun off. And if you look, it's not a full slice of cheese like we would get, Kraft singles and all that. It used to get a full slice of cheese. But McDonald's figured out, Danny keeps going back to food. When I get done talking about food, we'll talk about fishing. How much of a boat do you think I get for 25 grand? A used one. I'm headed to Atlanta. I have 2 stints to put in y'all today. Peg leg, we'll be thinking about you, buddy. There was a time when people complained about Maxent. Krispy Kreme is the best thing ever created. Argue with your mama, not me. There was a time. Okay, so I'll tell you, they're throwing out the comments on TikTok today, boys. But McDonald's figured out a way that if they would reduce the size of a piece of cheese by like a quarter, they would be able to turn more of a profit on a cheeseburger, and the public would not pay any attention to it. I am hungry. Farmer. I'm not going to tell Clint what I'm going to eat today. Cookout every time we launch from Laurel Park, 100%. A piece of cheese is $1 a slice. Remember when a Kitech was the best new thing? Yeah, I know. I'm telling you what, guys, this is no lie. 2 years ago, Kitech just flew off my shelf. Not this year. It's a proven fact that fast food chains cause obesity, cancer, and addiction. Well, so does marriage, Rob. So does marriage. I'm just giving you a hard time. But no, you're right. You're right. I say that while I have a dip in my mouth and I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper Zero with aspartame in it or whatever it's got in there. Listen, where did you catch that trout? Are you talking to me, Nick D? The types of glide baits now are ridiculous. I got 3 different total things going on there. Where did I catch that trout? Were you talking about, I don't even know what video we're talking about. Is it the one that I go, check out this trout? Is that it? Is that the one you're talking about? It does cause headaches. And it's not real cheese. It is not real cheese. But they shrunk it by a quarter. And they made like millions and millions and millions in extra profit off a cheeseburger because the American public they don't ever look. I saw that on, it was like 60 Minutes. Oh, no, the one that slapped you in the face. No, that wasn't a trout. That was a king salmon. So we were in Michigan filming with the Real American Road Trip. We were in Glen Arbor, Michigan on the Crystal River right downtown. And if you go watch the episode, you can pay attention to it. But like I threw, and I hadn't gotten bit. It took like 7 days to catch that fish because we were filming other episodes. And then we would take an hour or two and jump in there to try to get that fish to bite because they were running up the river. And, when they run up the river, they're not going there to feed. They're going there to procreate and to pass away. To procreate and to pass away. That is all they're going to do. So they're really hard to catch. Well, I let a fly come down, and I did like this, and I thought I was hung. And I think I turned to the camera and said, I'm hung. And about that time, a big one just jumped behind me. I had him hooked, didn't know it. So a couple casts later, nailed him. Now, I fought that, I think, by camera time, because Johnny was in the water with me, the camera guy. It was 6 minutes and 41 seconds or something like that. And so finally, I get it right there. I get it right to myself. And I'm looking at Johnny. I'm like, we got to do that. We got to do that shot. That glory shot that all the trout guys do where they hold the trout up. All the river guys love to do it. We bass guys just lip it and throw it out there. We long arm it. But all your cold water guys, your river guys, they like to pick that thing up, get the water dripping all off of it. Everything's beautiful and all that. So that's what we were going to do. I got my hands on it. I looked at Johnny. I said, "You ready?" He's like, "Yeah." So I go to pull it up. And about that time you saw it, that thing just turned around and hit me right square in the nose. And you didn't see all of it. My glasses, my hat, everything flew into the water. My rod flew into the water. The fish flew in the water. And I got lucky, though. I grabbed everything up. The fly had gone into the fish's mouth, out the gill, and had hooked on the outside of the gill. So it did go through its mouth. And I was able to get it in. So it didn't get off. So it was lucky. But, yeah, it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. But, yeah, it was a big old salmon in Glen Arbor, Michigan, on the Crystal River. And I will tell you this, boys. We think we got clear water here in North Georgia. There is North Georgia clear water. You get into Michigan or any body of water up there that's got those zebra mussels, our water is muddy and dirty compared to Michigan water. Now, maybe not around Detroit, because we have seen what it looks like in Detroit. But I'm talking about out in nature. The Crystal River is ridiculously clear. Ridiculously. The cold water guys hold them like those glamour shots from the mid-'80s. Glary and Corsola, 1998. Yes, but I get it too. It's nice. It's real pretty to hold them fish up. Smith Lake is super clear. It's got over 12 foot of visibility. Come to Texas. I hate it here. I miss that Allatoona green water. No doubt. Well, I'll tell you this. When we were on Lake Michigan filming, I looked down and I saw some big boulders. I thought we were getting ready to hit. And the guy goes, "Don't worry about those. They're 35 foot down." So we think we got clear water. Lake Michigan is ridiculously clear. Alaska has some of the clearest I've seen and fished in. Yeah, 100%. Now let me jump back over to YouTube because I am way behind on these. Rob's still saying everything. I read that one. No, studies say fast food has ingredients kind of like nicotine that causes addiction, and people come back and buy more, just like smoking cigarettes. Maybe. But man, it's good. It is good. Just caught a smallmouth on a 6-inch trick shad while listening to the lunch break. All this talk about food must have made him hungry. There you go, John. You don't need bait fuel. You don't need thump gel. You don't need any of that. What you need is Danny Pruitt. Lake Lanier is clear for us. But you just need Danny Pruitt's voice going across the water, and the fish will just absolutely come up. Guaranteed 99.5% of the time. I got some salmon last week, many sockeyes that caught a big rainbow, and lots of char, similar to a massive lake trout. Did you know that a brook trout is really a char? That a brook trout is not a trout. I didn't know that till like a couple years ago. I love me a good cheeseburger, but I do know it's unhealthy. 100%. Checkers, Big Buford with those fries and a large Coke, Kevin Cantrell said. And Coleman, I hope your knee's feeling better. YouTube video hopefully coming next week on the Alaska trip. Being G called upon. Back to the grind. See you, DP. But I don't even know what we're talking about now, because we started off about fast food, and now we're talking about clear water. The best rod brand. Okay, we got that question popped up on TikTok. In your opinion, guys out there, what is the best rod brand? Not the best rod particular, best rod brand. Let's go brand. Okay? Brand. Because, they may have a low-end line, they may have a high-end line, but across the board. Nick D says Fenwick or Loomis for me. Gone Fishing with Ed says St. Croix. Messick Outdoors says Arc. Rob says Arc. Arc's pretty good. I will tell you this. I got that $59.99 rod in here, and I have sold a ton of them, and people love them. I mean, they absolutely love them. I love Duckett or Joe Burns. Never used an Arc. Arc's got some good stuff. Chris Aikens, St. Croix. For budget, Lewis. For performance, probably a Loomis, Croix, or a Halo. The Cobb series will do everything you want to do with it. There's been more you guys in TikTok are just absolutely blowing me up. That's too much. Let's see. I got to figure out how to do this. Just like my wife says, my fingers go all over the place, and it's not always where it needs to be. There's a cheeseburger. There's this one I want to see. It was long. There has been more bass caught on a ducket rod across this country because of affordability. KJ Outdoors 0423. And then we'll go ahead and scroll to the end. If I missed your comment, put it again. Loomis is pretty top tier. St. Croix Arc. Hell, even the high-end Luz and Shimano. More anglers have cashed checks in the last 5 years using Arc. More winners overall as well. Check the stats. Stillwater Films. FX custom rods are really good. Alex says Douglas. Dobbins are great. Excellent customer service as well. The only reason I love Joe Burns is because they're all handmade and he is local to the chick. Hey, that's important. That's important. I will say this. Cash and budget, St. Louis and Loomis and St. Croix for one up there. No one likes Dobbins, the real Michael. Somebody on here just said Dobbins. On TikTok said Dobbins. I bought a Cast King rod a couple months ago, and I've enjoyed it pretty good. I will tell you this, that the best rod I have ever used, Chris Johnson on TikTok, he likes Dobbins. Or let me say this. My most favorite rod, Kistler's pretty good too, yeah. My most favorite rod that I've ever used is an FX 7'4" spinning rod. Like we talking bang for the buck, hand me an ugly stick, but if I want something comfortable, Loomis or Luz. Listen, Cast King is the best on a budget. I really like power rods, kind of expensive, but man, they last. Tony says Falcon and Kistler are great rods. Dobbins is good, but was recently bought by GSM, I believe he says. But I've got 2 FX rods that I really do like. Now, my favorite rod, right? What made you like that rod, Danny? Well, I was getting into the Lake Lanier style fishing. Nick D, hold on a second. We didn't even finish this conversation. Nick D, you're throwing something else out. Hold on. We'll remind me of that, Nick D, in the comments here in a little bit. Ozark Trail. They got some good stuff. It was because when I was first starting to fish Lake Lanier, I could do anything from a drop shot to a shaky head to a Ned rig. It just did it all. It did it all. Now, my favorite rod right now, Duckett Silverado. I had it for years, seen it all, done it all, still use it. That is correct. Dobbins has been purchased by GSM. Hey, the H2OX from Academy had some real good products. They do. They do. Now, my favorite rod right now and the one that I use the most is my Spro rock crawler rod, the one that's made for the rock crawler. I've used it in the past 3 or 4 months, throwing a crankbait, throwing a jerkbait. I actually will throw an underspin on it because it's got very soft. It's got great feel. And I mean, like I said, Spro is good stuff. And I like the reel because I got the JC Elite reel from Spro on it as well. But that rod, it was made for the rock crawler. But I have found because of my height and everything, and just it fits me for a bunch of different reasons. And but Finn, all these are great companies. All right, let's change it up. Because Nick D wanted to know what is the best braid out there for spinning. My favorite reaction bait rod I use is a Loomis GLX 373C BJR. Shimano makes cheaper rod series called the Celis. And it's really good to be a $55 rod. It's light blue. No, 100%. 100%. But the best braid, now here's where you're going to get I think 2 main companies are going to show up here. Seaguar braid, absolutely. When I think of Loomis, I think of NRX, 100%. And Cash braid. And the guys around Lanier, you're going to get both of them. K9 from ATX Lure Company. How you doing, buddy? I got your shirt on again today. How come every time I wear your shirt, I see you come in? Suffix 832 in their green. Personally, that new Suffix Revolve is really impressive. I haven't used it yet. I do have some of the new Berkeley that I'm going to try. But Seaguar is my braid of choice. Seaguar is great. Now, I like Seaguar. I like the cast braid. I like the cast braid when it comes to you're not going to beat Cast X12 casting distance. I don't care what braid you guys bring to the show. You're not going to cast farther than you will that cast braid. Period. Now you can start going, other factors, and you can make that argument. Cast is so expensive, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. Power Pro. I see Power Pro. And listen, Chris Akins, I love Power Pro, but here's one reason why I don't like it. Because I love the high vis yellow. And that Power Pro don't stay high vis yellow for long. Now, on the downside, and I keep fussing at Ryan and them over at Cast because they don't have a high vis yellow X12. And there's a reason they don't. But I still, every time I see them, I'm like, dude, would you make that braid in high vis yellow? Or even pink? I don't care. But I want something I can see because I look at my braid, especially when I'm finesse fishing, especially with the weightless wacky, under a dock. The first thing I'm doing is I'm watching my line for that pop. And it's just easier for an old man and old eyeballs to see. All high vis fades quick. Most of them do. Power Pro is really fast. More budget brands, the colors definitely wash out faster. Always been a Power Pro guy. Been using Suffix 131 G Core, actually pretty good. Chris, I like the V2. Yeah, I'm getting that cast next year before the herring spawn starts. I want to be able to throw my fluke a mile, and you will. Now, John Aldridge says, I've been using the Suffix Revolve braid, liking it so far, and K9 holds its color great, which I believe that's a lot of crappie. It's made for crappie. I know Kyle ATX was on here. That Berkeley Ford braid is terrible. I threw 6 spools in the trash after I paid $30 a spool. No, they have all kinds. Okay. I was getting ready to ask if I knew they did, but I wanted to make sure before I said it. That Berkeley braid, that Ford braid, I got a spool and I was thinking about putting it on. After the braid topic, how about we go on to BFS stuff? You know what I should just do? Listen, I should just come on this show every day. Yeah, let me read this. Let me read this. What Clint said, and Alex kind of says it too. This is about cast. It's not expensive when you get 330 yards for $60, and it fills 2 to 3,000 series size spools. If you use your old braid as a little bit of backing, typically 150 yard spool of Seaguar costs $30, so it's actually cheaper for better if you figure it like that. So there we go. But what I should do is just get on here every day, read my what happened today in history, and say, okay, guys, let's go. Because you guys throw it out there. They make several different sizes up to 65-pound braid, K9 that is. Yeah. Okay. I will tell you this. Let me be honest. I do not throw any BFS stuff. How many of you guys out there in the comment section that are watching today throw BFS? That'd be good, like a once a week segment. Maybe we'll start doing that. We'll do that on Wednesday, like a free for all. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Might be just be Thursdays. Thursdays free for all. Cass makes BFS braid too. And that is normally how the show goes. Like I have the best laid plan. Gone fishing with Ed throws BFS from time to time. Have an ultralight spinning setup. So that's what I stick with the spinning. I don't really mess with that. Free for all Fridays. But you know what? Listen, honestly, so far, less people watch on a Friday. Danny, when are you buying that Icon VLX? Nick D, I ain't buying nothing, but I'm going to be working on a sponsorship to get somebody give me one. All the time, Mega Bass Karashi Og Classic on TikTok says. There you go. All right, so we got one that throws it all the time. Tracy Coker, late this show, been polishing brass for the wedding. Is Lanier getting married? Alex throws the BFS. Justin Nichols says, I've tried it, but haven't done it enough to have confidence in it. BFS is intriguing, but the price of entry is quite high. Madison is. Okay, well, congratulations. Best fluorocarbon. We're jumping. Let's see, like he's just throwing it out there. Best fluorocarbon. Tatsu. That's just me. Tatsu. Now, I only use it as a leader. What brand of older boats would you look around 20,000? I've been looking at Tritons and Skeeters around 20 foot. I really want a wide deck. Brand of older boats. If you guys had 20 grand and you're looking at a used boat in that price range, what brand of boat would you guys be looking at? Because I'll be honest, I don't know. Do not go with Triton for a wide deck. Nick D. Fishing says Ranger, Gabriel. Ranger would be, and of course, in Chandler Irwin says Triton. So, but none of them have said Skeeters. Nobody said Skeeter yet. Gabriel, Tritons don't have a very wide deck, Coleman Jones says. Messick says his favorite fluoro is Cigar Red Label. Rodney Hayes 95 says the low stinger is wide. Lowe, low. And Alex Westmoreland, MC, love a Skeeter. Love a Skeeter. So here it is. Gabriel, you know what? Pick you out one that you like. That's the best advice I can give you because everybody's saying something different. Unless you want a boat that chime walks, then don't go with the older Triton. If you know about that, it kind of, yeah. Rob's selling his 2024 Triton loaded 120 hours. My Triton has the biggest deck in the market. Back from his massage days right there. Ranger makes a solid older boat. Ride in it first. Yeah, that's true. I also know that Kim Pruitt's Bass Cat is very nice. It's for sale. So, but Tatsu for the win. So I think when it comes to fluoro, one of the 15 different conversations we got going on right now, Cigar products. Pretty much, I think, everybody in Vizex and Big Game, I shot by diameter, not break strength. Listen, I tell you what, like I love Big Game. I have a 2008 Ranger Z20 with a 2020 Pro X, and it's a yacht. Okay, there you go. There you go. I don't know who sent me a voicemail right then. Cigar and Vizex, BPS Fluoro made by Cigar. Cigar is probably the best of them all. Now, here's another competitor. Pretty good. I think Welcher would go with this one too. Robert Blesky says Sunline. You can't go wrong with him. Isn't Welcher, ain't that who he's with as well? My dad's 2000 Triton doesn't really chime walk. My 98 Triton doesn't really chime walk. Sunline FC is my go-to. Was using Shimano Mastiff. I think really either one of these companies you would be happy with whatever product. I've tried P-Line Fluoro, but it's too big of a diameter for me. And Alex says I like P-Line Tactical too. Tracy Coker says Cigar is my go-to now. Sunline is great. I think Sunline and Cigar for average guys like us, it's as good as you need. Good as you need. It's crazy how we all use different stuff and still all of us catches fish. Rodney Hayes says Suffolk Advance is really good. Suffix. I had a 98 and that sucker was fast, but it chime walked bad at 60 to 68. I had old Procraft back in the day. And that joker, I'm telling you what, it would absolutely, when you got up to about 60, yeah, it got a little squirrely. Oh, let's see. I lost my thing. It got a little bit squirrely. Never had any luck with P-Line. All been junk for me. And but it is true, and the equipment isn't what matters. It's definitely how you use it. I've been telling my wife that for years, man. Seriously, dude. I've been saying that for years. Let's see. I don't want to. Let me disconnect. I got to reconnect here to my TikTok camera. John Boat with a 300R tiller and 10 sandbags in the front. That's the way to go. That's it. I like that I can let go of the steering wheel on a Ranger, Nick D said. So basically, whatever you feel comfortable with, stick with it. Yeah, seriously. So I shouldn't be using Trilene, the real Michael says. And Rodney says, whatever you get, make sure it has low memory. My jig rod has some Trilene on it, mono. A Phoenix isn't a bad boat, honestly. No, they're not bad boats at all. Gamma has great fluoro, but it's stupid expensive. But that is true. You guys like say, listen, I mean, I got P-Line is trash, Nick D said. I can't agree with you on that, Nick D. I will say that some of their products are not quite up to what they should be. Continuing with the line talk, thoughts on copolymer line? Any of you guys out there got, because I can say something, but it's even better when they talk, other guys say. They ride really well. Anything over 70, 73, you will chime walk. Guys, what do you guys think about copolymer? I don't use it, and that's why I'm not going to give you a thought on it. I can't get my dead off strand mono. It's terrible. Coleman, listen, there's been a lot of big fish caught off a strand. There really has been. So just let the old man fish with this strand. Tony Collins says, no. Personally, I use it on my casting setup as a budget line just to throw around. Been liking the K9 Fluoro, but Phoenix has a little bit of everything, but I feel like a Skeeter is a better boat. Chandler Irwin says, never heard of that brand. You guys are really killing it in the comment section today. P-Line is trash. Anything that SM promotes is trash. I like P-Line co-poly when finesse doesn't matter. Broke off too many fish with co-poly. My jig rod has co-poly on it. P-Line CXX stud will pull stumps out of the ground. Let's see. I have Yozuri hybrid. It's clear and it still floats. Big game mono, cheap and never fails me. TNJ 8228. Just like Will Harkins. He'll tell you that. If money wasn't the problem, what's their dream bass boats? P-Line out is all I use for Florida, never had an issue. If money was not a problem, what would be your dream bass boat? Tim Hancock says P-Line floor clear and P-Line no fade and Durex braid. Period. End of story. Tim Hancock has arrived. And Tim Hancock has said that. Period. Appreciate you, dog. Alex says that CXX just don't break. Icon Nick D. All right. Icon Nick D. Skeeter or Bass Cat, Tracy Coker said. That Bass Cat with the 500 on it, Bass Cat with the 300 on it, and an MBT Marine Screen Battleship. Cam92 Fox said he's never had an issue with P-Line. John Aldridge said, I've been throwing big game mono all summer, trusted with $200 swim baits. I would say this, Icon or Skeeter, FXR, an older Bullet or a new Triton. Hogan, the 22-foot Bass Cat. Icon or Bass Cat if money wasn't an issue. Skeeter's a great boat for the price. I agree. Now, hanging around Kim Pruitt, my buddy, he is a Bass Cat guy. And I went out to the Red Crest and got to look at some of the Bass Cats. And I know that Icon's nice. But I honestly think if money wasn't the issue and I could get any boat, nobody has said Nitro. If money wasn't an issue and I could get any boat that I wanted, bass boat, it would be a Bass Cat. Now, if anybody wants to give me a boat that's not a Bass Cat, I will take it. I am not, I'm an easy date. Nobody has said Nitro, though. I'm the only one that wants a mid-sized pontoon, Dave Raleigh. Now, TNJ says a Camus. Good Lord, guys. You guys are throwing out more topics. We got 6 conversations going. How about dream fishery to build? Where would it be? And what would be in the pond? It'd be in my backyard. It'd be full of 38 double D mermaids. I'm just kidding. Dick says, I'll stop commenting. I'm just messing with you guys. I don't know that my wife would like me fishing in that pond. I prefer a Ranger, actually, but they're not made like they used to be. My dream boat for my budget would be a 2018 Skeeter with power poles and a 250. Big upgrade from my 16-foot Stratus. I hate the way a Nitro seat sits. Now, I will say this. Danny is getting overwhelmed with comments. Listen, they going, baby. They're all over the place today. I'm glad I got back on my Adderall. Now, I will say this. I have a buddy that had a brand new Nitro last year. Okay, I didn't see Todd Clem. This is his first comment for today. So we're going to read this. Buying a new boat in December. I can't decide on a Bullet SST with a 300 or a Bass Cat with the 300. Both fine boats. I am partial to the Bass Cat. Both absolutely fine boats. Knowing a little bit about, through Ken and some other guys, about the way Bass Cats are made and their customer service and things like that, I'd go with a Bass Cat. But that is not saying there's anything wrong with a Bullet. I just don't have as much information. Bass Cats have more options. They're made in America. Just bought my dream boat. It's a Phoenix. Phoenixes are great. I love a Salt Marsh Savannah skiff for friends and family, a nice kayak for solo. I get that. Bass Cats are built like a tank. And Bass Cat, if you see this, you need to sponsor my show because we're talking about you a lot. Blazer boats in there. Bullet, my local bait store guy has one, and it's awesome. He said it runs better in rough water. Might be. I'm just going based upon what I know about the Bass Cat stuff. Pushing 89 miles an hour with a 300. I feel like there's a wide difference between the Bullet and the Cat. He would need to drive the Bullet. It's a different kind of boat. Has anyone seen the SIG 23 flats boat with dual 400 RRSs? No, but I've seen it. I tell you, I went to the Miami Boat Show. I've seen some crazy stuff down there. Crazy stuff. Like, what's the biggest outboard you can get? Anyway, whatever it is, take 6 of them and put them across the back of a boat. Bass Cat is a better ride, Jimmy Cook said. I'm just telling you, listen. And I'll say this about my buddy Ken, and he may be listening, and he may not be, but if he is, I trust his opinion on things probably as much as anybody out there because he's not afraid to tell me when I'm right. He's not afraid to tell me when I'm wrong. He's just straight. He is just straight and narrow. He's a Bass Cat guy. If you can keep him happy, then it's something's good. If you can keep him happy, you can keep him smiling, then it's got to be something good. But back to that nitro. We were on Lake Lanier, and it was a turkey bowl. It was a Thanksgiving. They called it the Turkey Bowl. It was a tournament the Friday after Thanksgiving. The winds on Lake Lanier were blowing about 20 to 30 sustained all day long. And it was cold. And if you guys don't know how Lake Lanier is when the wind gets to blowing, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculously rough, especially when it blows right down the chute, which is what they were doing this day. And I got in my buddy's boat, and he starts taking off. Now, going down, because you're going from the north to the south, it wasn't that bad. But I did notice that I'm sitting up really high compared to other boats. And I'm like, this is kind of sketchy. All right. I mean, it was because you feel like you're even with the top of the deck. Never been to Lanier, but I heard the chop can get pretty bad. It can, especially like this past Sunday when it wasn't that bad windy, but you had all the weight boats and everything out there. But this was just pure wind, dude, pure wind. Now, I noticed going down because the wind's to our back going down. And it wasn't that rough, but I noticed I'm sitting up a little bit. And it was kind of uncomfortable. Well, we fished the south end of Lanier, and it had to go north. Hogan said I had a Lanier tourney in February. It was 18 degrees and 20 to 30 sustained winds. Never again. Basically, Hogan, what you're describing is what we fished. It wasn't quite that cold. But we had to turn around at the end of the day and go north. So now we're going into all that chop, all those waves. When you're sitting in a nitro and you're up there, that's a sketchy feeling. By far one of the sketchiest feelings I've ever had in a boat. The only time I've had a sketchier feeling in the boat, and it's my buddy, it's one of my buddies, so I can say this. I got a buddy that had a brain tumor, and it would cause him to pass out and stuff, like that. But he taught me to fish in a tournament with him on Lanier, and listen, he would send it, and I got to thinking, you're a sketchy dude. I am Scooter. Scooter Rolls 32 says, but I'm sitting there thinking, you know what? We might not make it home. No, we did. But I was sitting there thinking like that. It was, but the only two times did it ever kind of even worry. But it was just because the nitro set up higher. I think I scared you that one time we went fishing out in there. No, listen, you might have made me uncomfortable. I don't know that you made me uncomfortable. You send it, Rob. Yeah, you ain't got a problem sending it. If I know the guy I'm fishing with and trust him, pretty much I'm good. A Ranger 622. My experience on bass boats is very limited as I've only been on 4 of them, but they were all different brands like the Phoenix the best and then Triton second. Nick D said, I would never buy a nitro. I'd take a 90s model boat over a new nitro. Yeah, the worst flaw of nitro, I told a rep about it. And it said, Wesley Freely, hey, type that again, buddy. Wesley Freely. Let's see. Never can be scared in a kayak. They don't go fast enough. The hell you say? Listen, Fat Boy right here wasn't comfortable the first 20 minutes in that kayak a couple Saturdays ago. Now, I got used to it. Let's see. Stillwater Film says, I'm jumping on board with Bass Cat too. I've heard they make really good trailers as well. Heard great stuff about the customer service. How do y'all feel about the triangle live wells on the Bass Cat? The guys that I've talked to, Messick, they love them. I've seen some kayaks hauling. Yeah, they got these guys. Listen, the moment you put a motor on a kayak, it's a boat. It's a boat. I had a 280-pound guy in there on your kayak. Good Lord. That's a big one. I ain't quite that heavy. But I always tease that. No danger in a Ranger, he says. But I always like to tease the kayak guys. At that point, At that point, it's a boat. Chandler Irwin said, talk to a dude and he had over 10 grand in his kayak. Well, hell, Alex has probably got that. My kayak gets around 6.5, 6.8 on top speed. That's going. That's going. But you don't call it a kayak no more, man. It's a boat. Now, see, all kayaks are, how do we say this? Kayaks are boats, but not all boats are kayaks. Something like that. Something like that. Steve Pinkston, would guys be buying new boats if they couldn't finance them for 15 years? That's another thing. And Hogan's got 12.5 in his boat, in his boat and kayak. Steve Pinkston makes a good point. How many guys would be buying these boats if you couldn't buy it? You couldn't finance it like you do. If you had to finance it like a car, 5 years or maybe 6 years, 7 years tops. How many guys would be buying boats? My old kayak total build cost around $24,000. Good Lord. Okay. All right, Wes, come back. The best boat is a paid-for boat. That's true. The worst flaw of Nitro, told a rep about it at the Classic. I would buy one if I didn't feel like I was going to fall out. Okay, now I got you. Yeah. Dude, I did. I'm telling you, man, I felt like I was just honestly going to fly out of there. The funny thing is they're really paying $300,000 for the boat because of the interest rate. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're 100% right. Tony says, I'm riding a 91 because I can't justify that BS. And seriously, that is now, again, everything's gone up in price 100%. But the fact that you can take a boat and you can spread them payments out for a third of your life almost is crazy. Nitro, you feel like you've got to hang on. You're not locked in. And for that exact reason, oh, good grief, there was old Lane Parker. Let me scroll back down and get his. What's up, kid? And for that exact reason, I do finance it like a car, so nothing would change for me. Smart. Good for you, dude. But listen, a lot of guys will just do it. Just to keep payments low and keep trading it in every other year. Well, listen, but it also depends. Like right now, the boat market's kind of messed up right now. Kyle Brown's rocking the 97 Stratus 282 paid for. I love it. Bass Cat guys are like a cult. Once you get in one, you never leave the club, Andrew Young said. And listen, if we're being honest, I have never heard, I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm not saying they don't exist. I have never heard a guy say he hates a Bass Cat. I mean, it's also like a full-size truck market. Base models reaching 60, 70 grand. Yeah, 100%. My fish pictures don't get better because of the boat payment. Just saying. Listen to you, Tony, throwing that out there. Marshall Green says a Vexus. Yeah, I like that. Let's see. I have an older model Nitro 96. It's definitely different than the newer Nitros, but it's paid for. I take a new boat over a new truck. Absolutely. My Blazer's paid for. I feel like a lot of these boats would rot by the end of the loan. James Ramsey just bought a new Z21. It doesn't really feel like that anymore. I didn't like it at first. Now I do. We're here on time. Buy the boat. No doubt I'll ever be laying on my let's see. No doubt. Oh, okay. I'm trying to James, are you driving while you're texting that? I'm gonna read it as it says. Now I do. I didn't like it at first. Now I do. We're here on time. We're here one time. Buy the boat. I doubt I'll ever be laying on my deathbed saying, man, I'm glad I didn't buy that boat. Okay, I got what you're saying. Okay, I got what you're saying. It took me a second. Ford is having a tough time selling trucks, so now the Lariats won't have the leather, etc. Uncle Misfit, if I can't pay cash, I ain't getting it. Uncle Misfit, if you got that kind of money laying around, give me about a 10 grand loan. That's all I need, $10,000. $10,000. So you shouldn't finance a boat for 20 years? I don't know that you finance anything for 20 years other than a house. And if you can get it shorter than that, you should get it shorter. I got a 94 Astro that runs like she's 30, but it didn't cost me much. The best deal in the game is to buy a good hull from 2000, 2015 and use it for a few years and repower. Hell, I'll take a $1,000 loan. Listen, you know what? I got an idea. And he'll take a $50 loan. I'll give you a $10,000 loan at 25% interest rate for 20 years, Danny. I'm gonna be dead in 25 years. I won't be around to pay it off. But you know what? One of these days, I'm thinking about doing an experiment. Okay, not a GoFundMe, but I'm gonna ask everybody that I come across online to Venmo me or PayPal me $2. So at $2, I just need how many 100,000 people to give me? If I could get $2 from everybody I come in contact with, just $2, not even a cup of coffee. How long would it take me to get $1 million? Now, what I'm not going to do, I'm not giving it to charity. This is for me. I want $1 million for me, because I tell you what, if I want a big lottery, 500,000. Okay, so if I can get 500,000 people to send me $2, just $2. I mean, if you'll send that cat, taking care of them cats and dogs, saying $9.99 a month, just send me $2. I'll take a sponsorship to get my name out there more than a loan. I get it. I told you to sell me that pack of Sakamatos for $25, Danny. There's your start. That is a lot of people, Nick. That is a lot of people. How about if I just get you guys to get $2 a month? That's $24. Now do the math. How many of those do I need? Nick D, how many of those? I'm talking. I ain't got time to do the math. 08 Triton paid for, but it's a boat breakout. Another 1,000. Anyone sponsoring right now? Hogan wants to know. My 94 374B has been a great boat. Only setback is the lack of fuel storage. The lack of fuel storage right there. So, you guys, I think I just finally caught up on the comments. I think. But yeah, see, I could be a millionaire. Like, seriously, like if I didn't spend it, if I just kept it in that Venmo account. And just let people, hey guys, everybody here's my Venmo, send me $2. You should make a mystery tackle box subscription and you can get your bass boat. What if I just give you the tip of the day? No, I mean, the mystery tackle box. We have talked about doing a tournament on Lake Lanier. Where everybody gets a brown paper bag. You don't bring your baits. You can bring your rods. You can't bring any baits. Your boat's got to have no baits on them. Everybody. Well, we got a subscription thing based on thing. We got to clean it up though, but we do have one of those on the YouTube. Danny, that's homeless scammers on the corners here at the beach. That's how the homeless scammers on the corners here at the beach make their money. I just want to do it legit. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. You guys send me some money because I want to be a millionaire. Okay? If I win a big lottery, I'm going to buy a new boat. I'm going to buy a new bass boat, and I'm going to buy my hunting land. And then I'm going to give the rest to my wife and kids and say, listen, do whatever you want to do. That would be cool. You should number the bags and get them as your boat number. Yeah, we talk about sponsorship right now. The one I'd want to sponsor me, Z-Man, Lovely Reps. So everybody fishes with the same bait out of the brown bag, but nobody knows what it is until we get it. So Lane Parker, so that's what we're saying. So what I'm saying is like, we just take, and not every bag is the same, but they all got similar stuff. You know what I'm saying? So let's say you got 50 boats, you got 50 bags. You don't know what you're fishing with until you grab that bag, and then you got to go fish the tournament with it. Now, we wouldn't give one guy like 20 flutter spoons. Everybody would have one of the same kind of a type of bait, like maybe one crankbait, maybe a pack of worms, maybe this, maybe it's. They'd all have something similar, but they wouldn't know what it is. They wouldn't know what brand it is. Put it in a brown paper bag. Let them pick it up and go with it and see what happens. We've talked about that here. And that's if I'm going to throw a tournament, that's fun. Other than the Toys for Tots, December 6th, $80 buy-in, $5,000 guaranteed first place prize. Yeah, Lane, you guys could come fish, and then, there'd be some old farts fussing because the young guys won again. But it wouldn't be me. I enjoy fishing with you guys. But I think it'd be pretty cool. It would be pretty cool. 1985 Skeeter 150 Mercury was $20,000. Yeah. Trash bag tourney. But it would, listen, but it's like that. You can't bring none of your baits. And so if we gave you a pack of Yum Cincos and a Georgia Blade, whatever, you got to go. Us youngins got to keep the fishing heritage. Speaking of boats, if you're in Georgia and fish tourneys, a Skeeter is the one to run. There you go. I don't know about that. Cameraman Cletus, Clint said he's in. We might do that. Also, too, we're thinking about having to put together a tournament to help out old Sheffield. I went fun fishing the Toys for Tots tournament on tuna and caught 18 pounds with a 7-pound largemouth. That day will haunt me forever. Well, you need to come over. You need to come to the one on Lanier. Come back and fish the one on Lanier, because that's going to be a bigger prize, and I'll be there. The Skeeter event pays out big for running one. Yeah, I get it. And now listen, A lot of guys think about that. A lot of guys do. They buy their boat based upon what tournament trail they fish because of those extra payouts like that. Could there be a halftime show featuring Danny in a Speedo? $5 pay-per-view. Coleman, would you really pay $5 to see me in a Speedo? When is the Toys for Tots on Lanier? December 6th. December 6th. I've tried the everyone give me $1 or two thing. Haven't received crap. No, nobody give me no money. Nobody give me no money. I love that brown paper bag idea. Is it not a good idea? I forget who came up with that. Somebody around here came up with it. We're going to do it. But a few drinks and a good time, it could be free. Listen, I mean, we can do things like that. But I honestly think, you know what I don't know what the prize would be. It might just be for bragging rights. Get the best of the best on Lanier, which means every 18 to 25-year-old and then about 5 older people. I'm just kidding. But give them bags. All right, boys. This is for bragging rights. Have a big trophy. And we'll just call it the trash bag. Yeah, the trash bag classic or the brown bag classic. And it's for pure bragging rights. Pure bragging rights. FNG Super Tournament on Lake Lanier. The only problem is I have people asking me all the time to run a tournament trail on Lake Lanier. No, thank you. No, thank you. One tournament a year, maybe. Maybe the Goons versus the Old Heads tourney. It would be fun to do that on Nickajack because of how deep it is. Yeah. I mean, wouldn't it be pretty cool? I mean, it wouldn't be like everybody's having the same boat, same graph, same whatever. But you just got to show up and like, you boat 1, pick a bag. Boat 2, pick a bag. And it's the luck of the draw. And I mean, it would be good stuff. Don't get me wrong. It'd be good stuff. But maybe let's just say the top water, whenever we do it, the top water bite's killing, and you got a pink old, oh hell, what's the walk the dog? Good grief. Trash fish included? No, we don't do trash fish. But we can have a trash fish tournament. A spook, an Ozera spook. Do a mix of old school and new. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The forward facing, no forward facing sonar tournament again. I talked to him. He's still planning out, but what he's trying to do is he's trying to make it really huge, get some really big sponsors in it, and he's got it. And so it's not off the table. It's not off the table, but it is in the works. I had a great time at that too. We need more local tournaments with trophies. I've won a lot of tournaments, and all I have is an envelope. Okay, well, you know what? I agree. I will say this at our electric only club. On our electric only club, yeah, you win some money, but you do get first, second, third place trophies. Dun, 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 dun. Right there, baby. It actually has happened. I have won a tournament. Trophies don't pay bills. I get it, Andrew Young, but if you're fishing local tournaments to pay bills, that might not be the best financial plan out there. Trophy means more to me than money. Nick D says you shouldn't fish to pay your bills. FNGO should start a team trail. No. And here's why. Too many of the guys gripe. And I'd end up, and I'd get banned on TikTok. I've been thinking of trying to organize some local level tournaments. We lack bass tournaments here. Where you at? Where you at again? Bike Club Advent Calendar. Listen to you. Does each bag have the exact same baits? They would have the exact same baits, but maybe different colors. Just pay me my entrance fee back. I get it. I get it. Actually, you're from Northern Carolina, Northern North Carolina. My daughter is a professor at a University of Chowan. I think that's it. And you might get all black and blue, Nick D. You might get all black and blue. I'm excited to get a trophy this year in my club. I should get first in points and big fish overall. Well, congratulations to you. Congratulations. FNGO should do a free entry tournament fee, tournament only, and use only specific bait. Something like that. You used to live outside of Boone. Okay. My daughter actually lives in Virginia, but she travels just across the border into North Carolina, and it's Chowan, University of Chowan, Murfreesboro, I think. I just go bait searching on the bank. That black and blue, the trick on Pines right now, LP5 Patriot on TikTok. Guys throw black and blue year-round on Lanier. They don't talk about it, but a lot of them do. Do a tourney with length only rather than weight. Hogan, listen, you kayaking fool. Come on. Should Bassmaster go back to a 7-fish limit? I don't care if they do 10 fish. I like it. Now, good Lord, what would happen if that happened? What would get sponsors to pay for the winners? Yeah, well, so yeah, we can do something like that. I'm in the Piedmont area. Our biggest lake is Norman, I believe. It's like 2.5 hours away. Okay. All right, hold on a second. Now I got you guys on TikTok. I hate they do this. I got to go back through and reset you guys so that I don't lose any of you. So I have my phone right here. Get to do my passcode. Come on, passcode. There we go. The only problem about tournaments is that it really is this: you do all the work, and you have people fussing at you, and that's the part that turns a lot of guys uh, off from running tournaments. Um, why do fishing clubs exist? The real Michael. Let's see. No, because they would get century belts easier. That's true, Nick D. That's a good point, Patricia. That century belt. If you went to 7 fish, the century belt, which is for 100 pounds in a tournament, passing that, it wouldn't mean as much. Guaranteed there's going to be people crying. 100% people cry about what I say on here. You guys would not believe. You wouldn't believe. You wouldn't believe it. And we ain't really controversial. We're not really controversial here. But I get people coming in like, y'all can't say that. There, left TikTok for YouTube, Eric Thurman. Tim Hancock, it's mind-boggling for me to see boat prices today compared to what they were 30 years ago when I was in the business. Yeah. Someone is always going to complain. Tell them to cry you a river. People will moan and groan about anything. They will. They will. We did it. Okay, so the fishing club, back to that. We did it to keep bad apples from fishing with us. That's why we made a club. So only your tournaments only allow members of your club to fish. I think that's probably the biggest reason why you have a fishing club. Farmer says, I like my plaques. Good reminders that I don't stink at fishing. You know what? It's fun. Paul Coonan, it was me. I was that guy. Yes, right. The staunch forward-facing sonar haters, casting haters, brands, anything low. Well, I tell you, we're going to be an interesting conversation tonight when Andrew Blair comes on. Danny, I love you, but you can't say, oh, you know it. You're right, Paul. Andrew Blair's going to come on, and we're going to talk part of tonight about social media guys, especially those that are going to brands. They're looking for sponsors and things they do and things that they're not doing. And we're going to talk about boundaries tonight. I'm very interested to see like boundaries. What blurs the line between using branded content and your own content? Not many century belts are given out in the air. You're right. I don't stink at fishing. The fish stink at biting. That's it. Yeah, the convo tonight is going to get heavy, Alex says. I did that for you, Alex. I did that for you because I knew we needed to get him back on. He's an interesting cat. And then have you and Tony on with me. That'd be good. And Tim. But I don't even know. Like, we still haven't listened. Yesterday, I was going to talk about the fall transition. Didn't happen. We went an hour and 30, and I could have gone 2.5 hours on the subject matter yesterday. Today, we were going to talk about fast food. Then we were going to talk about sleep problems. And then we were going to talk about fall transition. I ain't even made it to the sleep problems yet. Going to have to tune in tonight while at work. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely, tune in. So maybe tomorrow we'll actually talk about the fall transition, or we might get into some of it tonight. But you guys, if you're watching today, just go ahead and plan on tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the fall transition. Sleep problems. I have a whole slew of those. Here's the deal. First of all, I feel like if I get 8 hours of sleep, then I haven't slept at all. But if I get 2 hours or 3 hours of sleep, I'm fine. I do have a CPAP because my wife says I have sleep apnea, and I do. I stop breathing. So I do have one of those things. But good grief, I feel like I'm scuba diving every night. So it's pretty tough. But I get those, my wife calls them Jimmy legs after Seinfeld. My legs at night just want to move, and they don't really cramp, but they're moving all over the place. And then everybody's going to tell me electrolytes, magnesium, all this stuff. And I've tried all of it. I've tried all of it. But between wearing like a freaking Apollo satellite or 8 hours, I feel like a zombie. 4 or less, I feel like a champ. That's me. That's what I'm saying. Could be sleeping too much on those 8-hour nights. You need to drink more alcohol. You know what's funny, guys? Honestly, I don't drink at home. I basically, we got enough bourbon and whiskey and stuff with my kids. They store all theirs at my house, all up in the closet. I don't drink it. I don't drink at home. Very rarely will I drink at home, which is funny. Now here, I'll have a couple of beers, maybe on a live well. That's it. Now, the caveat to that is if we're at ICAST or if we're off filming. Also, the leg movement can be restless leg syndrome, can be caused by meds or just pre-existing. It could be. I got it. Try the hybrid CPAP Colton Posey fishing. A lot more comfortable. Okay, I'll look into that. Doug Rice says magnesium has changed the way I sleep. Let me ask you though, Doug, listen, you know what coffee does to most people in the mornings? Dane Hunter, I tuned in at the wrong time. Danny and a Speedo was the first words I hear. And that made your day, Dane. You know good and well that made your day. Because I honestly think you'd like to see me in a Speedo. No, I'm just kidding. Magnesium, when I take magnesium, because people told me to do that, exactly. It absolutely cleans me out. Coffee makes me got to hit the John. And that's what it does to most people. Now, I can sit in here in the mornings and I can drink 5 cups of coffee. Does not do that to me at all. And I got no gallbladder. I had my gallbladder taken out. And normally, anything makes you go to the bathroom. Now, when I eat for the first time in the day, yes. But coffee, like, it doesn't do that. I took some magnesium the other day. Good Lord, you think I was getting a colonoscopy the next morning. I mean, it was a flow, dude. It was a heavy flow day, as some of our female friends say. I'm enjoying some coffee right now, and I'm going to be enjoying some as soon as I get off here. Magnesium just does that to me. I don't know why. So is there something that can be an alternative to magnesium, or is there a certain type of magnesium I can take that doesn't make me blow out? Gallbladder is on the other side. Okay. Hey, listen, Roger, don't get picky with me. Let's just say all I know is I got 3 little holes and they took it out through my belly button. That's all I know is I got a little hole here, a little hole here. Every time I go fish and I have to drop one, it's instant. That doesn't bother me for the first few hours. It doesn't bother me. Magnesium is one of the active ingredients in most laxatives. What you tell me now? My wife goes, you need to do magnesium. You need to do some electrolytes. And I'm like, what I need is like some Delta. I just want to go to sleep. But have y'all heard of the Dual Threat Team Tournament? No, sir, I have not. I have not. I have not. But the big hole in the back is the issue. Good Lord, Dane. But she wanted me to do all that. It does not do you that way, Doug Rice. See, that's the problem. It does me. I have to figure that out. Take smaller doses and see if it changes. Maybe. You need less Iron Dome. See, Coleman, listen. Now, you're getting married. And I'm talking to your significant other about partially being a partner here with our programming. So I am not going to say anything to you other than you're young. It's coming. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I don't understand why it does. But my wife's like, you have to drink all these things and all that. And then all them Cokes you drink, they're diuretics, or they do all this. They suck the life out of you and all that. We're like, yeah, well, milk of magnesia, other known as magnesium citrate. Okay. Doug Rice says, I take it right before I go to bed. I'll try it again. But I'm telling you what, it didn't do me any favors. That's for sure. All right. Your body does not process all the sugars fast enough in the caffeine fast enough so you don't crash till later in the night. What are you talking about, Hogan? I'm totally lost on that comment. Iron Dome got me last night. James Ramsey. I'm going to get a t-shirt made. And it's just going to be a female hand like this. Hold a hand up. And under it's going to say Iron Dome. And I'm going to sell them to you guys, and that'll go towards my $1 million. Since none of you guys have even offered out there. And Doc, now listen, it's funny, guys. Doc, you are a pharmacist, right, Doc? Doc Holliday's in the comment section. Doug said I must be full of it. All right, well, let me ask you, you know what? Doc, since you're here, maybe we can just diagnose something. When you have a slow metabolism, sugars take longer. Talking about not being able to sleep. Okay, that might be it. That might be it. I believe Doc's a pharmacist. But Doc, how long should it take a meal to go into your mouth and actually exit? Because I've read like 18 to 24 hours should be the average time. I'm telling you right now. Okay, you say correct. I can tell you right now that I can eat. I have a fast metabolism. It takes about 20 minutes for me. Need to go to the bathroom. I can tell you right now that whatever I eat for supper, let's say I have a big meal with jalapenos. I promise you, the following morning, I'm getting rid of it. It's like it goes through everything super fast. Maybe I got short colons, small urethras and short colons. Maybe that's what I got. I don't know, but it's crazy. I don't think it's supposed to go through me that fast. Clears the stomach in about 5 hours. Eating activates your colon, so it makes your body want to use the bathroom. I'm just telling you that I must only have a 2-foot colon, because if it takes 5 hours to go through my stomach, it don't take them but an hour and a half, 2 hours to go through the rest of my colon. Something's wrong. It's jalapeno. Something's wrong with me, guys. Pappy's was the bourbon for the night, Robert Wroblewski. I bet you didn't know we're supposed to take between 2 and 4 deuces a day. No, I didn't. I never really counted it. All right. Anyway, we've been going about an hour, 17 minutes. So what we're going to do, guys, listen, tonight. Now, if you're watching on TikTok, you will get a better experience if you watch the live well at FNGO on YouTube. Okay. I like you guys over on TikTok, but because we are going to be bringing Andrew Blair in via remote, so you won't be able to see him. But if you watch on YouTube at 8:00 tonight, you'll be able to get you'll get Tony and Alex and Tim and Andrew. You'll get a better experience. If you just want to stick right here, you'll get probably me and maybe whoever's sitting to the left. 100% seen the difference the other night. What time tonight? And can you message me about everything on Tuesday? Tonight at 8 Eastern on YouTube at FNGO. And what was I supposed to message you about again? Dude, I'm old. You have to remind me. You write that down. I'm gonna get rid of my YouTube, guys. We went from talking fishing to talking. Yeah, that's the way it works, Tracy. You know how it is here. And this is a crappy conversation. Oh, going live. That's right. You're going to be the guest next Tuesday. Hey, Alex, let me write that down. So here's what's going to happen. Hogan, here's what I need you to do. I need you to send me your email to my email. It's Danny, DANNY, at FNGO.com, because that's what I'm going to need to send you the link. And then I'll touch base with you. You may have gave it to me yesterday, but I had such a cruddy day yesterday, I don't remember. I must be part chicken. Something like that. Also, humans aren't meant to stay up 12 plus hours prior to electricity in modern work days. I can believe that. We did what was called a polyphasic sleep. Oh, Lord. Got somebody that's smarter than me. So maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. Danny at FNGO. Put that at right after Danny. So Danny at FNGO.com. Okay, Hogan. You guys be good. I'll talk to you guys later on. We'll see you guys tonight. And if you're not going to be there tonight, see you tomorrow at 12. I'm going to keep talking to my TikTok guys. Appreciate you guys jumping in with me today. It's been fun.